You know what it means when you hear that song. We're about to get into everybody's favorite pastime, football. And look, following the victory of Man City, lifting the Premier League trophy for the third time in a row, a 6-year streak that was only broken in 2020 by Liverpool. Pep Guardiola, of course, cementing his name among the greats following this. But the question is, has this somehow eroded at the competitive nature of the English Premiership? Today we're talking about it. We're looking into the future to figure out how everybody's favorite league is going to unfold following this weekend's victory. All right, our guests, Atta Poku is a broadcast journalist with Sumpat TV. He joins us on the phone. And here in the studio, our very own Daniel Koranteng of Joy Sports. Daniel, it's good to have you. How are you doing?
Good to be here, Kojo. Great to be here.
Indeed. And we have Atta Poku on the line. Collins, how are you doing?
I'm very well, Kojo. Yourself?
Not bad at all. I'm so glad you could join us. Listen, I just want your preliminary thoughts on this. Here we are sitting in Accra discussing the English Premier League. Again, what is it about this league that makes it such a global phenomenon?
Kojo, it's down to the awareness, package a brand that would sell to a global audience. The investment in talent beyond their shores, the investment in human capital beyond their shores, attracting people from the very location these experts who are performing in the Premier League come from. Means that it's indeed the world's only global league that you can see. No matter what you see, every weekend throws up a discussion of the sort that requires that somebody somewhere will have to stay blue. No matter where you are from. Even people in Zanzibar are watching, even though people from their country are not playing. It's a global league, well packaged as a brand, and being sold the world over.
Indeed. And, Daniel, look, there are some who are saying that this weekend's victory for Man City, which came to them while they were at home, just relaxing at home, the suggestion is that, look, this was handed to them by Arsenal. Without Arsenal's, dismal performance, perhaps it would not have been such a foregone conclusion. Thoughts?
I don't think so. Why? Because we've seen Arsenal. Arsenal have been on top of the league for such a long time. They literally pushed Manchester City. This is a team nobody expected to be in the position they were in. They kept it going. It just happened that the weekend Man City won. Arsenal, quote unquote, sort of handed it over to them. But if you're looking at it on a grand scale of things, no. It was a very intense title race that went very close to the end. We are 1 week from the end of the season, and Manchester City is now being crowned champions. And this is sort of a recurring theme in the Premier League in recent times. It doesn't end with weeks to go. You look at Italy, where Napoli won it with 3 weeks to go, 5 games to go. Barcelona have done it very easily. But in the Premier League, we see it go to the last day. We've seen it 2 or 3 times in the past couple of seasons. This season also, a week just to time to the end. Manchester City is winning. So I don't necessarily see that Arsenal handed it over to them. Somebody will have to lose in order for somebody to win. And it happened the week before the conclusion of the league.
Exactly. These are all things we're going to factor in our conversation about whether or not this, complete ability to phone in a victory by Man City is perhaps a signal of a waning competitiveness of the greatest football league in the world. Well, I have a suspicion I know what our guests will say to that. When one team wins 5 times in 6 years, does it start to become a little bit predictable, Daniel?
It's the how. It's the how they win. It's not the fact that they are just winning. And if you want to attach the Farmers League tag to the Premier League, you'll be... It's for me, it's complete nonsense. Why am I saying this? When you talk about the Farmers Leagues, let's look at the Prime Farmers League. That is the French league. PSG is winning all the time. They don't even need to try to win. It is that easy. When PSG come out of the French league, and they are in the UEFA Champions League with their colleagues, the other top teams, they are hardly able to find their feet. So that is an indication of the level of the league. You look at the rest of the teams in France. How often do they go out to European competitions to compete and reach the latter stages? We don't see that. But take these last 6 years that Man City have won 5 5 Premier League titles. Chelsea have won the Champions League. Liverpool have won the Champions League. They've been in 2 other finals. So they've been 3 Champions League finals. They've won 1. Chelsea have been to a Champions League final, have won it. Manchester City themselves have been to a final. If you go to the Europa League, Chelsea have won the Europa League. Man United have been to the final. This season, West Ham is in the Conference League final. So it shows you that the level of the league is that high. When they go out, it doesn't matter who finishes where. But when they go out, they're able to compete at the highest level. And look at how Manchester City is winning. That was the beginning of my point. They are not winning it with 6 games to go, 7 games to go. The Premier League has almost become like a cup competition, where 3 seasons ago, Man City and Liverpool went head to head, literally on the last day. It had to be, the league was decided in the last few minutes of the entire season, and that is how competitive it is. Man City getting 93 points, Liverpool getting 92. A couple of seasons ago, Man City getting 98 points, Liverpool getting 97. Ask yourself, in any other league in Europe, has there ever been a second place team that has finished with 97 points? It doesn't happen. If you are getting 90 plus points anywhere, you are winning a league. Exactly. But it is only in the Premier League where you can hit 97 and not win. You can hit 92 and not win. Even Arsenal's their points accumulation this season, if they hit 84 is enough to win a league somewhere else on the average. But it is just not enough in the Premier League. So what Pep has done is to raise the standard. And so now everybody is playing above themselves, and that is good for the league. It doesn't necessarily mean that because Man City is winning all the time, the league has become a farmers league. If the English teams go out and it's a farmers league, beat them and let's see. They can beat them.
Collins, I want to hear you on the same question before I move to the question that has now been put in my head by Daniel.
Could you, understandably, it is not a farmers league. But using France as the case study makes it a little difficult because Lyon had a super team in the early 2000s. They won the French League 7 consecutive times. They didn't do any better. So it's something that is quite synonymous with France. One team domineering and not proving to be strong enough on the European stage.
Right.
But what has happened here currently is that there is one super team that is well backed, and I've got the best manager on the planet who would stop at nothing to get the best materials available for what he intends to do. And as a result, the margin of error in the Premier League has been reduced to the bare minimum. Only perfection would put you to win the league. The only exception you've had is Liverpool in recent times, and that exception got 99 points to be crowned champion. So clearly a lot has gotten into it to the point where you just can't drop your guard if you want to win. You look at the performances Arsenal has put out in the course of the season, but it is not enough. You take it to another country, you are likely to get the league title there. But then there is Pep Guardiola here, who is doing something he's done before. Jose Mourinho had to wrestle the league from him. It's so many points, under and over. Someone had 97 in Spain when he was there, Manuel Pellegrini, and he couldn't win with Real Madrid. So the difficulty we have now is that the Premier League is not a farmers league, but the standard within which winners are operating is so high that you would have to go way and above what you would have done in the past to be able to win.
You know, that's interesting because I wonder whether you are inadvertently saying that it has, even though it is competitive, it is turning into a one-trick pony, and that Pep is what makes the difference because he's done it in other leagues.
Absolutely, Kojo. He has resources and he has unlimited backing, and he's putting the resources to good use. So, in the just ended season, in the last 3 months, Bukayo Saka, who has been one of the best performers for Arsenal, went off. He managed 3 goals. In that same vein, Holland was doing what he was doing, but Riyad Mahrez, who is a substitute, was giving us numbers that hitherto he wouldn't have given you. Julian Alvarez has double figures in terms of goals, and he's a substitute striker to a record-breaking striker. They have enough in their armory to turn the league into what they are turning it into.
Listen, Daniel, let me ask you, is Pep the difference? There are some who argue that, look, he's just blessed with a big checkbook. And to be perfectly honest, anyone with that checkbook would be, you'd have to be very, very bad not to win.
Could you Sheikh Mansour took over Man City 2009. From Pep came in 2016-2017. From 2009 to 2016, City won 2 league titles with the same owner, with the same money. Pep has come and he's done 5 out of 7. So there's a difference. You can't say it's just the money. If you look at the amount of money Manchester City has spent, it is comparable with what Man United has spent during the same period of time. Man U has 0 titles. They even struggle to finish in the top 4. So it's not just the money. We've seen teams with money and not be successful. PSG have money. They buy the superstars, yet they are just not able to win the Champions League. There's a difference. The one calling the shots, and that's what Collins is saying, the one calling the shots has to know what he's doing. The one who is putting the plan together has to know what he's doing for that money to be able to put into good use. It's not just money. So if you simplify the argument and say Pep has money, that is why he's winning, then it's not fair, because you can take away the money factor from when he started his career back at Barcelona. And he won everything, every single trophy in his first year of management. That is a difference. Nobody starts his career, wins the league, the cup, the Champions League, the Super Cup local, the European Super Cup, and the World Club Championship in his first season of management. And he did it without buying anybody. He used the players who were in the club, promoted guys from the La Masia, the B team, and won with them. So he's already shown you that he doesn't necessarily need money. He needs the right tools. And the fact of the matter is that when you look at the top managers in the world, if you need the right tools, you need money, because the right tools are quality tools.
Money,
Exactly. So you need to go out and buy them. But it is how you use the tools that's what makes the difference. And Pep has found a way to literally upgrade every single player he has. And I'll give you an example. People talk about Man City having an abundance of talent, and Pep is. Alvarez came from Argentina at the start of the season. He was a young boy. Literally, nobody knew exactly what he was going to do. How many teams will go to the Argentine league and go and buy somebody and bring him and promote him straight into the Premier League first team? But Pep did it. And now Alvarez is doing well. We are saying Pep has an abundance. Alvarez was less than 5 million. Chelsea could have gone to buy him. Man United could have gone to buy him. And he would have come because he wanted a platform that is the Premier League. But Pep has taken that gamble, upgraded the player, and now it looks like Pep has an abundance of resources. You get me? So it is the manager and how he's using his tools. Yes, he's buying players, but everybody else is also buying players. Man bought Maguire for 80 million. Doesn't mean Maguire is a superstar. No. So it's not money. It is how you use the money and the sort of plan that you put in place to make sure. And Collins made a perfect point. Look, he's made the Premier. You have to be perfect in order to win the Premier League. The margin for error is so thin, and that is a manager of excellence. And there are enough examples to show how he's done it everywhere he's gone to. In order for Mourinho to win the Spanish league when he was at Real Madrid, a Real Madrid team that had Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, Benzema, Di Maria, Xabi Alonso, Sergio Ramos, Pepe, Casillas, they had to win with 100 points in order to win against Pep. And they did it once in 3 seasons. The rest of the 2, Pep Guardiola won. So it is not Pep's fault that he's so good that if you want to beat him, you just have to reach that level and go slightly better, because he's never going to come down to your level. That's just him. And you can't simplify the argument that it is just money and he has money to spend. That would be very unfair.
So Collins, how exactly does he do it? What is it? What's the formula? What's the secret sauce? How is Pep winning?
I want you to be here. That's confidence in the person he's bringing. I know you have these qualities. That's why I'm bringing you here. But look, if you follow the method I'm putting in place of you, as a collective, you'll be better than anyone on the planet, and I would improve you to a level you've not seen before. When you watch the documentary on Amazon about them, these are the words he put across to anybody at all he finds. On the individual level, I will improve you. I know you've learned some things in your life about football. I'm willing to teach you new tricks or learn what you have. Relearn, and trust me, you'll be better than you've ever been. And once he does that, everybody plays for the collective. Could you, to better understand this, in the past, they had a signature move where they would be passing the ball amongst themselves at the back. And then they would locate Fernandinho. Now it is Rodri.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they are either switching to the left or right. Then they will come back into the middle. For the defenders to move in anticipation of a cross, the winger is not expected to cross, but it's expected to cut back somebody to tap you. This year, in the most difficult games, they decided to go with one where they will kick the ball long to our land. Who would rather control or flick it on to bring others into play? So it is the constant tweaking of the methods and reflecting on your individual ability which plays into the collective. That makes him so good. A prime example is Manuel Akanji, who was an error-prone defender at Borussia Dortmund. He comes here, and all of a sudden, his passing game, which was very good in Dortmund, has really improved, and his anticipation and ability to do the work that has been given to him, even sometimes as a left back, he does it so well. So you look at how he improves these individual players, and the fact that they all feed into the collective, it is the reason why he is the best in the system, and it is the reason why, time after time, he is producing a super team. He's actually put this team together in 3 different phases. The phase 1 was the one that was the Centurions, and also went head-to-head with Liverpool in 2018-19. In that team, the Spaniard had this same goalkeeper, Ederson, but they had Vincent Kompany. In that team, Fernandinho was in the middle, and then Aguero was leading the attack.
Right.
You had Sterling or Leroy Sané on the flanks, and with Silva and Kevin De Bruyne helping Fernandinho. So as we speak, all these guys are out. Vincent Kompany is no more, Fernandinho is no more, and then Aguero is no more. In Aguero's place, Holland is there. In Vincent Kompany's place, Ruben Dias is there. And in Fernandinho's place, Rodrigo is there. So he is not sentimental to the player. He come and do the job. When he finds out that you are worried or you cannot do the job the way he wanted, it shifts you out. Ferran Torres came from Spain. He won the league with them. But still, they found out he was not good enough. They let him go. This is a season where they've given 2 of their former winners to Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus and then Zinchenko. Still, they've beaten them. What is more startling? In the middle of the season, they found out somebody had decided to go against the norms in the team, in João Cancelo. They sent him out to Bayern Munich. Nobody is complaining. They didn't even replace him. They are more than capable of doing the job on their own, and they are doing it. So it is a manager who is so good at what he does, who has found the right system, and has gotten individuals who see that system and are willing to learn new methods that would help them grow as an individual and also together as a team to win laurels. We are not surprised things are happening so well. Do you know where Benjamin Mendy is? Have you even ever bothered about him?
Not a clue.
But he's doing his job without all these players. But at some point, it was Walker on the right, Benjamin Mendy on the left in the Centurion year.
Look, let me ask this. We are talking about whether the Premiership remains competitive in the face of such dominance. So I guess the natural question then is he beatable? I mean, can any of these teams actually beat him? His system, his method, his approach, it seems flawless, and it gets better every season. How will anyone hope to win if they are not Man City?
He's beatable. He's very beatable, in fact. And you look at the Liverpool example. Collins is a Liverpool fan, and you agree with me when I see this. It's, as I said, the margin for error is very thin. So it is very easy to look through the season and look at 1 or 2 mistakes that certain teams made that cost them. If you look at Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool's manager, brilliant guy, but he can be a bit too sentimental with his players. At the start of this season, if you were doing an assessment of Liverpool's squad from last season, there were about 3 players that we all knew would not be able to cut it this season. Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain. These guys, especially in the midfield, were taking up space and they just can't function in the system. Pep would have gotten rid of them and bought 2 new midfielders who kickstart the engine again. Klopp stays with them. Liverpool are struggling now. Now they've been announced that they are going to leave the team. He's going to do in this summer transfer window what he should have done in last. So these are some of the mistakes. You look at the Arsenal team this season, a brilliant team. But again, I will not blame Arsenal because I've never seen a 1-year-old eating banku with crabs. I've not seen some before. It takes time. You have to go through something before you can get to a certain.
Today Arsenal is a 1-year-old.
Oh no, sure. They are building. You get me? You don't start from narrowly missing out on top 4 to the next season winning a Premier League title with Manchester City in it. It doesn't happen like that. You need to go through it, and this experience will come. But the quality is there, and you can see some of the mistakes they made, and those mistakes are fixable. So you come next season and you know it's going to be much tougher. Liverpool are going to fix their problems. Liverpool have beaten Manchester City to the title before. And that 99-point season, there was a huge gap between Liverpool and Manchester City.
There was.
And so you can't look at a manager who's won with 1 point on 2 occasions. And although because the 1 point is he's done 98, he's done 90, 93, you say he's unbeatable. No, there are teams that can beat him. If you are consistent and you are as ruthless as he is, and you have the backing that he has, which most teams in the Premier League have because of the money in the league, he's beatable. And that's what makes the Premier League interesting. The fact that although yes, Manchester City are still favourites, we know that they will be pushed and pushed and pushed to the very last minute.
You made the point that he actually wins differently each time, right?
Yeah.
I wonder whether that might be the reason why he's not as beatable as you may advertise. Because we have no clue what he's going to do next season, do we?
Not necessarily, but I feel the changing also has to do with circumstances. So Collins mentioned the Benjamin Mendy episode. When his legal problems happened, it wasn't a point where Manchester City could go out into the transfer market and get a player like him.
Right.
So it means the system must change to be able to accommodate the players who are left. So then they have to change. But again, if you watch the documentary on Amazon, he wanted Benjamin Mendy and Kyle Walker because of their explosiveness to fit the system he wanted to play. So we know that ideally, if he had his way, he'll be playing with those players in that side. That's a sort of system. But because Benjamin Mendy went, he had to change. It's very difficult to find a player like him. So he converted Zinchenko to a left back, but didn't ask Zinchenko to do the job that Benjamin Mendy was doing. He changed the system where now his left back will come into midfield and things like that. So you look at last season where Aguero had left, they failed to get a replacement, and he played the entire season with a false 9. This time Haaland has come, so he can play with a number 9. So it's not like he just sits down there and he says, okay, fine, let me change this way. Circumstances happen within his team. People go, people come, and he will need to change the system to suit them. And that's basically, everybody does it. The way Klopp was playing in his, the principles are the same, but some of the methods will change. But and for me, it's not necessarily unpredictable from Pep. You can figure him out and beat him.
Which team do you support, Daniel?
That's a very difficult question to ask. Let me explain it. Kojo, from August,
explanation all come inside.
Kojo, from August to March every year, I'm a Manchester United fan. From March to June, I become a Man City fan because I have reached a point in my life where I started supporting Man United because of an ideology, not just the team. An ideology, a ruthless team that wanted to win every time, and that is the ideology I'm used to. So if Man United are beginning to change their standards, we need to build, it will take time, that's not what I'm used to. So I'll go to the team that is ruthless and wants to win all the time.
Right.
That is my
So
personal
you are a
principle.
fan of Ruthless United.
Simple.
Whoever they may be. All right, then listen, we're talking about the English Premiership, the most competitive, biggest league in the world. But one team has won it 5 times in the last 6 years, and it makes you it begs the question, right? Like, look, is this thing becoming a bit predictable now? Is it going to be Man City again next season? And the one after that, should we all just, close our minds and go home and just try and bet on who comes second? Bismarck is on the line from Tema. Bismarck, how you doing?
Oh, Kojo, good morning.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Oh, Kojo, you delay me too much.
Oh, I beg you. Forgive me.
Anyway,
Thank you for your patience. You called before we opened the phone lines, you see.
Yeah.
That's why.
That is the word. Anyway, let him go straight to my point. Kojo, why always some of you, the media, have time to talk about the European soccer? It's good. But look at our domestic soccer. Look at our clubs. They are not performing. Africa, no, see all the big clubs in Ghana here. They are not doing well. Why don't you have time to talk or see the executives so that what other countries are doing to succeed? Our executives should do the same thing so that we too will match the North Africans and other European clubs. See our clubs, always European soccer. Why? Man U, they are doing well. Man City, they are doing well because they are doing the right thing. That is why they are doing well. And our clubs, they are not doing well. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Bismarck. Very important point. Yes. How can the Ghanaian Premiership in a country that says we are football lovers, how can we also become a global league that everybody talks about in their homes? Good question. John is in, what is that word? Sakumono. Okay. All right. Hi, John. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good of you to call us, John.
Yes. I've had a discussion.
Yes.
Truly, when you guys, some of them saying that it's not about money, I disagree. You see, the coach is good, but the truth of the matter is everything going on there is about the money that's supporting him. Without the money, recently he went for Haaland. If he did not go for Haaland, he wouldn't have won that league. Arsenal will have won the league. Even Arsenal, it was that 3 matches that they dropped. That's Liverpool, West Ham, and I think 17. That caused them. So, to me, it's the money. Yes, Pep is good, but you can't tell me that the money is not supporting what he's doing over there. If it's not about the money, then you should go for the middle teams and let's see if he can really win without the money.
Okay. All right, John. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. The money matters, according to John. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Agree to disagree? Call us 0302 216 541 055 1111 997. The question is this: which team can beat Man City? Which team can beat Man City? Has the Premiership become just a little too predictable?
Kudu, some messages have come through. Pentopi GH, he says, it's still more competitive than the rest. Then there's Woyali Wuhu. He says the same team is playing the Champions League final. If it be easy, why are they not eliminated by the other teams across Europe? He said they will win any league across Europe. City, they form. Simple. White Cloak says the latest Farmers League. Then there's K. Murphy who says for farmers. He says it's confirmed. The Crow _SS. He says what kind of analogy is this? He says when Man United were winning 3 times in a row, was the league considered to be a farmers league? He's asking a question.
All right, let's take a couple of calls. I think Nana Kwaku is in Kumasi. Nana Kwaku, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Not bad at all. Thanks for calling us.
Okay, please, I ask you, do you know the scores of Hakwana yesterday?
5-1.
5-1. Do you know the players that scored?
Oh, gosh. No, I haven't memorized the scorers.
In fact, that is what I was just as an earlier caller said. As Ghanaians, we should love our league. Right now, our teams are not performing, and then we are not supporting them. And in fact, there's a radio station affiliated to Joy that is even galvanizing people to come and watch our match. I would have loved that this morning. We talk about Accra as a folk, and even the other stars and the local league, rather than I'm focusing on the English league. But let's do that. We need to get our supporters back to the sport today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nana Kwaku. I should mention we have spoken about the Ghanaian Premiership today on the Super Morning Show on the Joy Sports Center. We have spoken about it, but I think it's fair to say that the big story is the one that we're having a conversation about. We love Premiership, but it's not an act of patriotism that will make Ghanaian football great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not patriotism that will make it great. Actual things have to be done. And there are people we are appointing and paying to do these things. If they don't do them, there will never be a day when we can have a conversation about our league, and it will be more interesting than a conversation about the leagues that are doing the right things. Claude is in Tema. Hi, Claude. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Hi.
Not bad. Thanks for calling us, my brother.
Yes. Football talk this morning, Uncle Epovite. His concluding statement was a song from Bob Marley, Emancipate Yourself from Mental Slavery. And I think that is what most of the scholars are talking about. Larry Kingston and a certain coach coached the under-17. They went for a certain tournament and beat almost all the European teams, including the Spanish under-17. I haven't heard any proper analysis on that game and the future of the coaches and the players. But then we are analyzing European or British football. The analysts who are with me, why don't they do an analysis of our local soccer and bring out projections as what can be done? Because we are hurting ourselves all the time. That's why we've gone to IMF. And now even our football is suffering. So I believe that there's much more we can do in the analysis of our local league than rather the European. So, but my case is on Larry Kingston's team, the under-17. I think we have to look at them and encourage them. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Claude. Listen, maybe I should put this out. Look, the Joy Sports team, they talk about everything.
We actually did an entire show. We dedicated a whole game plan 2 weeks ago. That's an hour and 50 minutes on Larry Kingston's under-17.
And we're spending 35 minutes on the Premiership on the Super Morning Show, and you think that we are prioritizing someone's league over ours. That is not the case. Look, Daniel Koranteng is with us today. You can hear him alongside Finto Tahiru, Gary Al Smith, the rest of the crew on so many programs throughout the week. Okay, they've got Sports Zone on Joy Prime TV Mondays from 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. Just tune in and listen. If you want to hear about our league, tune in. Game Plan is here on Joy FM every Friday from 1:15 to 2:50. Tune in and listen. Sports Arena. I love Sports Arena. Razak Musbao brings that one every Sunday from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. That's when you can hear our weekly BBC commentary game. Right there on that show. Listen, we are committed to all sports. This morning we are talking about the Premiership. And also, can sports no? So please, I want your views on that. Okay, we know that we have a league too. We talk about it too. Today is the Premiership. Stephen is in Kumasi. Hi, Stephen. Good morning. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, good morning, Kwaku.
Yeah, thanks for calling us.
I don't know why you are even waiting for press on those who are criticizing you on the local league. When you have a cartel that has intentionally decided to collapse all the traditional teams that have the following and set up individual teams that are followed only by their family. So now we have even the top teams, Kotoko and Hart playing, and we don't even get a half pack. Kwaku, you guys should discuss the leagues that are attractive. Our leagues are not attractive. And we have people who call themselves football people who are not doing anything to promote the league and make it attractive. You also have some airtime to deal with better things and attractive things. Please talk about the attractive things. We are in support of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for tuning into Love FM. Let's go to Asante Mampong. Hi, Bishop. Good morning.
Kojo, how are you?
Not bad at all, Bishop. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, Kojo.
Yeah.
Just to do some to confirm what you said. Yes, I've been listening to Joy FM most of the time when I'm not at work, and this first theme of Joy FM, other affiliates, I know they've been talking about local league. They've been talking about Africa. They've been talking of European, Spanish, and what have you. So today's thing is on the Premier League. Yeah. What I want to say is your question is who will be able to beat Man City?
Yeah, who?
Yes. But before I answer that question, I thought it was only in politics that there's cross carpeting. I never knew. My man, I'm a Man U fan. But your panelist who is saying that he has switched from Man U to Man City, well, I would say he's Judas Iscariot as in tomorrow by election. But I would say next year, Man U will definitely be the beaters of Man City. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bishop. Daniel Onsempa. All right. Let's go back to Kumasi. And those of you tuned in to Love FM, we love you very much. Here's Isaac. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Not bad at all, my brother.
Yeah. I think that you need not to worry about those people who are making noise that we are giving much priority to the European League. You see, somebody said that the leaders of our league have turned the league into a family thing where traditional clubs are virtually relegated to the background and all that. And that is the reason why our league is like that. That notwithstanding, I think that Man City are a good team, but from what I saw this season, I think that Manchester United will be able to rival them next year very, very well, especially as the Qataris are going to take over as Manchester United and then bring in much more investment and make the club competitive again. So Manchester will be able to compete with Man City next season very, very well. And Arsenal is also there.
Man U and Arsenal. Interesting. Do you agree with Isaac? Call us. Tell us what you think. You know what we're asking? We're asking which team can beat Pep's Man City next season. I mean, has it become a foregone conclusion or is it still a competitive league? Which team can beat them? Ernest is in Kaswa. You can call us too, by the way, 0302-216-541, 055-1111-997. Ernest, who can beat Man City?
Well, this is going to sound a bit crazy, but don't underestimate Chelsea next season.
Oh.
They have a little less to think about than the other big guys.
Right.
Because they won't be playing in Europe.
Okay.
And they have some big names also coming in.
Okay.
So don't look down on them. And then about the Pep Guardiola issue.
Yeah.
You see, there is no doubt that Pep is a good coach. But when you look at his track record, Barcelona, where he started, he got a winning team, a Champions League winning team from Frank Rijkaard. And then he went on to Bayern Munich, which was also a Champions League winning team. And then he came to Manchester City. Manchester City was already winning the league when Pep Guardiola came. Of course, he was able to handle those teams to keep them afloat. But when you compare that to coaches like Claudio Ranieri, who took Leicester City from nothing and actually won the Premier League. And then when you compare to Mourinho, what they did in different clubs, you know, there are limits that one person can go as a good coach. Pep Guardiola is a good coach, no doubt. But you cannot compare him to someone like Mourinho because the things Mourinho has done, Pep Guardiola cannot do.
Interesting, Ernest. Thanks for that. Let's see who agrees with you. We're back in Kumasi. So much love for our topic in Kumasi this morning. Hi, Ken. Thanks for listening to Love FM. What's on your mind?
Kojo, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Kojo, you see, money is the father of everything in this world.
Amen.
Pep is a good man. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
But you see, without money, he cannot rule. His talent is there. He have done well, but he cannot do. Like somebody said, if you take him to a team like Everton or something like that, I'm not sure he can lead them to that level. Unless money is fused into the team. So without money, it cannot work. And then back to those who were saying we should talk about our own. Because you say we 24 now what do? You have to reserve yourself. There are radio stations and TV stations in Kumasi here who 24/7. I will tell you, it's all about sports. And then the most hours is donated to our leagues. And they keep on talking about fusing money into the league. But what do we see? What are our leaders doing? So we can't talk about our own. Maybe we need to talk about the foreigners. And then with time, these leaders will hear. They'll get a listening ear to hear us, and then maybe they will copy from the foreign countries. Because we can't talk about our own and then always talk about it and then nothing happens to it. So, David, and then, could you? And then let me tell you, I think Inter. Inter will win, or Inter can be the best team to overtake ECP.
Okay. In Europe, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ken. Charlie Kumasi is dominating. Kofi, good morning.
Yeah, handsome Kojo.
Handsome Kofi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Not bad at all.
Good. I'm so happy to have heard the voice of Atta Poku on Joy FM this morning. Joy FM is the station of our time. And so whoever comes there, we are proud of him. We are proud of Atta Poku. But Kojo, you ask if any team can beat Man City.
Yeah.
You see, the league is almost ending. And I don't think any team at this juncture can score Man City. But hey, if they think they are the better side, they should meet us and take Kotoko. Yes, that is it.
That's all, Kofi.
I didn't expect that.
That's Kofi Kumasi. You have to expect the unexpected. All right, listen. Let's talk to Leo in Ayumensa. Hi, Leo. Good morning. Do we have Leo on the line? Oh, we've lost Leo. Listen, call us back, Leo. I'm dying to hear what you had to say on this one. The question is really simple. Which team can beat Man City? Has it become a predictable outcome that they will always win the Premiership, or they will always dominate these tournaments? They've got Europe ahead of them. They've got the FA Cup coming up. Are they just going to sweep the board? Is it just Man City? Tell us who can beat them. Dave is in Malam. Hi, Dave. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Thanks for calling us, Dave.
Thank you. My greatest your panelist. Yes, with which team which can beat Man City at this time? I doubt. Yes, because they are in a world of their own as we speak. But I also want to touch on this Pep Guardiola, Mourinho, the Pedro. Yes, everybody is entitled to his opinion. Fine, they are all good coaches. But could you, if there is Legon, with no disrespect to any school, though, if Legon is there, and you have chosen to go to Atta Technical University, is it my fault? Where Mourinho is competing, that is his standard now.
Thank you.
I wouldn't be able to come down to Europa Conference League and all this. I can't go there. Pep has a standard for himself, and he's maintaining it. You give him money to go to the market and bring some things there, and you went and woefully squandered the money anyhow, and you are able to achieve that. So Pep has his standard. Let's give him credit. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Sorry, that was Dave, actually. We lost Leo earlier. You can call us 0302-216-541, 055-1111-997. Question is simple. Who can beat Man City?
Yes, the Crow, he says, what kind of analogies is when Fergie was winning 3 times in a row, what did we consider the Premier League to be then? Yeah, so Prince Boache, he said it's still competitive, but he says it's disrespectful to compare Pep to Sir Alex Ferguson. Joe Step says oil money is speaking. So keep the messages coming through. Some very interesting messages. But Kojo, you see, the thing is, Mourinho has also had money at his disposal.
He
When
has
he
at
came
Chelsea,
to Chelsea,
yeah.
and he failed to win the Champions League, was sacked the first time, failed again, and was sacked. He came to Man U, he had money, was sacked. He went to Tottenham, they bought him a ton of players, was sacked. So money is not an automatic. That's my point. Man City had the money before Pep came. They were not winning 3 titles in a row. They were not winning 5 in a row. Other teams were able to beat them to the title. So there's a Pep is that thing. He's the reason why they are so or seem unbeatable at the moment.
All right. Well, so your thoughts are that Liverpool can do it. Liverpool can beat them next season.
Yeah.
Collins joins us now on the phone. I'm dying to hear who he thinks has what it takes to remove the Pep from Pep's step. Is Collins there?
Yeah, hello, Kojo, I'm here.
Yeah. We're wondering, Collins, who do you think can beat Man City next season?
It has to be Liverpool. They are the only team closer to them. Yeah, and they've gone toe-to-toe with them 3 times.
Yeah.
And they managed to beat them once. And the other 2, they lost by just a point. So the scary thing is that since they started this thing in 2017-18, only one team has been able to stand up to them on 2 occasions. And then on the 3rd occasion, they lost to them. The remainder, they win it at the counter.
Right.
And they are the only club to pass the Centurion side, 100. Manchester City are a behemoth. But the closest we have to them in terms of philosophy and ability to execute over that 38-game period is Liverpool.
But what will it take? Like, what will Liverpool have to do in order to unseat Man City?
First and foremost, they will need to get away with what Danny called the sentiment. The person you are trying to catch up with hardly stops. So you don't stay with players who are past their prime. You let them go and then you bring in new ones who can push the team on. I'm pretty sure they've seen that and they started working on that. Once they get back, they have what it takes to.
So, I think I'll come to you finally. How do you think Man City is going to fare with the 2 other titles they're chasing? The FA Cup and Europe.
City's winning a treble.
You think so?
Yeah, they'll beat Man United and beat Inter Milan. The Man United game will be close because United will play above themselves. They know that if City goes past them, the treble is theirs, and that will be equaling Sir Alex's record. But City will still win.
Man United is not going to pull an Arsenal on us.
They will show up, but they will still be beaten.
Right. Okay, listen, I can't thank you guys enough. Collins Atta Poku is a broadcast journalist with Sumpa TV. He's joined us this morning just for this conversation. Collins, we're so grateful to you. Thanks for your time. And of course, Daniel Koranteng belongs to the best sports team in journalism, the Joy Sports team. And he has spent his morning with us as well to help us with this all-important conversation. Daniel, we're so grateful.
Thank you, Gojo. What team do you support?
Me? Yeah. Swansea City.
I love that.
Good. Yes. You gave the right answer. Catch Daniel and the team, Fintu, Tahiru, Gary L. Smith, and all the others on the Joy Sports team on all of their shows throughout the week. Sports Zone is on Joy Prime TV Mondays from 9 till 10 p.m. Game Plan is on Joy FM Fridays from 1:15 till 2:50 p.m. And Sports Arena, which is hosted by Razak Musbao, is on Sundays from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. That's when you hear our weekly BBC commentary game. All right, well, I think this is where we'll put a pin in the football for now.